This is the third case study in Sentido Analítica. My name is Jose Rafael Escalante, and I'm going to show you how you can create this kind of time series when you can express only the data labels or showing the data labels only based on a slicer selection with shaded areas. The most important part is if you are clicking here, anything else is not important, okay? I don't want the labels, I don't want the same color, I need to focus the attention only here. We are in the presidency from Carlos Andrés Pérez from 1989 to 1994. That's it. Nothing more is important than the selection. So from that perspective, from the user interface and the user experience, is very different than if I show you the original graph, the time series. This is coming from the map of foreign commerce from Venezuela, the Conindustria or Conindustria. Is a great web page with open source data. You can download any kind of data from this country, from the GDP and other kind of indicators. And the original graph is this. It's something very similar to the web page, okay? And when I see this, I'm going to create this kind of case study using some kind of characteristics from the graph of the core visuals. And I say, okay, this is a GDP negative, 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 and this mountain, this catastrophe is also negative. How can I show you quickly to an end user the same kind of behavior that I can see without any kind of characteristic? This is my alternative. Changing this with a time series only with this selection, okay? But also I adapt this kind of data because it's not only this data, the original data is this table. The table has only two columns from the year and the GDP, but I create or use a lookup table with periods of presidency. I mean, you can use any kind of period, any kind of data, but for me, it's like, okay, the GDP is this. What happens in the period, for example, 1984 to 1984 to 1989 from Jaime Lucinchi, 1994 to 1999, Rafael Caldera, and so on. Okay, so I create this lookup table from the period, from with a column from start, a column from end that I use in a data statement, and here this is the concatenation. Okay, this is a column used here in the list slicer. See, this is the new list slicer from the October, I think the Power BI update, okay, from 2024. So how you can create this? This is a area chart, okay? Originally, I used the stacked column chart, but if you see, the tooltip is only showing when I strictly put the cursor in front of the bar, and it's very difficult, at least for all the bars. So the area chart is very convenient in this way because in any place you have your cursor, the tooltip is going to show you. Okay. We have here the sum of the GDP growth. It's only the sum from the GDP growth label. We have also two kinds of positive and negative measures. Here is the sum of the same column, but in the filter parameter is less than 0. And also I'm going to create some kind of if statement with coalescence, because if it's blank, give me 0, okay? If I don't do this, let me show you what happened, okay? Enter, and you see that this is going to change. That's because it doesn't have the coalesce function, okay? This is the negative part. This is the positive, is the same, but greater than 0, okay? And also I need only focus the attention with the labels, okay? I need to focus any kind of click from the data labels perspective, only showing that right now 89 to 94, I am here, okay? Only show me the data labels for this slicer. So the positive labels, it seems very complicated, but it's not. This is the same previous sentence without the coalescence, without the coalescence function, and in the comma we have calculated, maybe for learning point of view, this is the same. This is the most simplistic way. There are many other alternatives to improve this kind of DAX code. So this is the filter where the year must be greater or equal to the start. What is the start? The period start from the period table, and with double ampersand or double ampersand to concatenate another condition, the year must be less or equal to the end. It must be less or equal or greater than equal, because if you see, when a presidency starts, okay, shares the same year in some cases. For example, to 1984 to 1989, Jaime Lucinchi, but Carlos Andrés is a start also in the 1989 to 1994, and also in the 1994 to 1999, they share the same year. So this is the condition for this kind of filtering behavior, the parameter from which is more or greater or equal to, okay? That's it. Also, we have a period end, a period start, using in the visual, because the visual is only configured in the shade area mostly. The white, the x-axis, the range is using the period, the minimum is using this period from the max, from the column n, plus 0.5 to express exactly. And this is, thank you for this tip, because I was using +1, but Carlos Barbosa, yesterday I was talking to him and showing this graphic, and he told me use 0.5, and also don't use 2 decimals, only 1 decimal to keep it more simple, and the labels keep in the space, no? So we have a period for the minimum range, period start for the maximum range, and also here we have the data labels strictly for the data labels positive or negative, and the reference line. When you use some kind of reference here, you will see that, for example, here or here in this, you will see that we have also 2 shade areas from end time on the start. And the start is the position before the shade area, and the end is after, with a transparency and so on. So you can download the description in the description of this video, this file. It was a very interesting case of study from the last 2 days practicing and showing you some kind of alternative using this original data, mixing with another data to block the behavior, to change the user interface, and also the user experience. So that's it.